and it's kind of like reminds me of Double Bubble, where you just the first couple of bites of Double Bubble, you're chewing it, it's gum, it tastes very sugary, it's sweet, but the next 45 minutes or however long it takes for you to spit it out, it just sucks.
Easy.
What's up, YouTube? It's Drive-By Movies here, and we are watching another episode of
Fresh Releases.
My name is James.
My name is Blaze.
And today we are checking out the new film that hit Netflix from the Russo brothers. We got It's Just Another Thursday. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I'm sorry. The Gray Man. That's what this one's called.
Maybe not anybody.
So the Gray Man entails a CIA's most skilled operative whose true identity is known to none accidentally uncovered the dark agency's secrets. A psychopathic former colleague puts a bounty on his head, setting off a global manhunt by international assassins. So the Gray Man is the Russo's brothers' return to form. I feel like they did Cherry a couple years back, but I feel like just no one watched that. Like, just it was not as hyped as this movie. I heard a lot of people in film circles being very hyped about how this is going to be the return to form. It's going to be basically Captain America, Winter Soldier, but without Captain America. So I guess it's just a Winter Soldier movie. But then Winter Soldier's not in it, so I guess it's just a movie. But anyways, yeah, this is Russo Brothers' latest film. It's Netflix's most expensive film next to Red Notice. This is a $200 million blockbuster action-packed movie. James, what do you think of the Russo Brothers' The Gray Man?
I personally think the Russo brothers conned Netflix into giving them $200 million. And I don't know where that $200 million went, because it definitely didn't go into special effects. I think it just went into some of their friends' pockets, like Chris Evans. Like, kudos, they've been working with each other for quite some time now. This is a very just average movie. Nothing great, but not awful by any means. But basically, this movie is a movie that I knew we were going to review it. I have to finish it. I'm not going to stop watching it. Instead of pausing it on my TV, I brought out my phone, went to go take a shit in the middle of the movie, and kept watching on my phone just because I didn't want to waste any more time. I was just like, I'm not going to come back here, like, wasted 20 minutes. I'm just going to keep watching it while I'm taking a shit. And that's how I felt about this movie. Just a waste of my time. It's not great. It's not bad. We'll get into it, but what are your thoughts?
A lot of the reviews I actually read for this film, like, I always just like to see like what the consensus is of, like, I guess critic opinion or public opinion before going into these movies, and
which, like, I don't know about, actually. I'm curious, like, how other people are responding. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't dig too deep, so I dug, like, it was a couple weeks ago, so it wasn't out yet. Like, it was just like critic reviews, but a lot of them were like, it was when the embargo had just lifted, and a lot of them were like, this is a great movie if you want to just put something on the TV and just keep scrolling on your phone. It's like, damn, that's a brutal review. I don't know if it's just because Netflix, like, it just gets that worse review because you have to watch it at home, basically. I mean, you can go see this film in theaters, but it's very limited. I think there was only one movie theater in my city that was playing it, and I was like, dude, I feel like that'd probably be empty, but who knows? I mean, the Russo brothers really did assemble, I think, a pretty big cast, like, for this movie. This movie feels painfully like a it's literally just trying to be 007, but to the point where it's not cool. Like, everything, like the name of the secret agents is like, what's his name, Sierra 6. It's just like a really lame rip-off version of 007 that's just like, 007 doesn't need to be cool. Like, it just is, you know. It's more classic. It's like vintage, where this is like trying to be like kind of edgy, cool younger brother, and I feel like it just doesn't work. Ryan Gosling, I feel like his acting in this movie is not bad or anything. I think he can be cool at times, but then you just look at his face and you see his goatee and you're like, nah, dude, like it just why they have him have a goatee in the movie? I feel like it just ruins any chance at him being cool.
And then also Chris Evans with just his dorky mustache. They even make a joke about it too, where just like a lot of lines are taken from other movies. Like pretty much everything Chris Evans has said is like taken from another movie for the most part. Like his villain, like it's cool to see him as a villain. I saw that like he requested to be the villain in this movie. He originally was supposed to take the lead role, and I get it, wanting to do something different. He probably enjoyed being the villain, and spoiler alert, but Knives Out and stuff. And so, but seeing becoming the villain again, I can see why it was a little bit more of a interesting character, but just he's got really no motive. He's just crazy and just wants to get the job done. And I still don't even know what the motive of the guy who's like paying for everything, like that flash drive, I guess, just has some important information. I don't know if they went into it, but just shows like I was using my phone to watch this movie. I wasn't really like scrolling. I was like trying to watch, and I'd say like, you know, I was entertained enough. The action and set pieces are really cool. I really enjoyed the firework fight scene, the final showdown in the water fountain. That's cool. The chase scene is cool, but just like the CGI, there's a little too much of it, and it really stands out when they tried their best. There is a lot of cool practical like car crashes within the movie and stuff. They tried their best, but just I don't know. I'm just taken out of it with the special effects. It doesn't look great with the airplane falling out scene. And also, yeah, I don't know. Like, I felt like he was like fighting that one guy, and then how did he get his parachute? I almost forgot. Like, I don't know. I just saw the movie this morning. I already like I'm forgetting kind of, but just the fact that like just everything's been done. It feels like. Look wise, like that's one thing I've always complained about the Russo brothers when they did the Winter Soldier and Civil War. Ugly, terribly colorized movies and stuff. And this movie's well colored, but it looks exactly like I forget the director's name, but David whatever, who did John Wick, and then he left the franchise and went on to do like Deadpool 2. He has that upcoming movie called Bullet Train. It looks like one of those movies basically. And then visually we also get the cool, like I'm stoked on seeing these shots done with
FPV drones.
Yeah, with drones. Yeah, thank you. And I thought they were used a little bit better compared to Ambulance, but just Ambulance came out earlier this year, and that movie was way more entertaining. And at least they were going over the top with those. There's some cool shots where they're actually tracking the actors with drones within this movie. That worked well, but just came out just a little too late, where I'm seeing too much of the same, and just like this movie doesn't feel fresh or original, and definitely not worthy of a $200 price tag. Like, damn, like sorry Netflix.
Yeah, it really confused me actually, because after this I did check out like what did the Russo brothers got in the pipeline, and like another thing that they had in the pipeline was it's called Citadel, and it's like another spy thriller series, and I was just like, why are they so obsessed with like spy stuff? I felt like honestly it was a movie that they produced. Extraction was just like a better like it was basically that raunchy kind of B action movie that actually worked. Like weirdly enough, like it's bad, but it works. Where this is just bad and it's mundane, which is a lot worse than something that's bad and like entertaining. Like that I feel like that, you know, at the point of a movie is to be entertaining, but I feel like this is just kind of slags at times. And like you said, for me, the visual effects, the scene that I think that was the most egregious for me was the train sequence. There's some cool train stuff while they're inside the trains, fighting the trains. The choreography is pretty good, but when it comes to like running on the top of the train, it's just like a CGI Ryan Gosling. It's passable to the eye, but you're just like, there's no fucking way. Like it's so ridiculous. And the CGI doesn't look good, but I feel like if most people don't mind CGI, it's going to be passable for them. But like somebody like us that, you know, we easily, if something is bad CGI and doesn't pass the eye test for us, it's really hard to get us back as a viewer when it comes to like enjoying the rest of the movie if they're gonna just keep throwing these cheap CGI shots that are entirely unnecessary. They don't make the plot better or anything. It's just eye candy that really dissolves quickly in your mouth, and it's kind of like reminds me of Double Bubble, where you just the first couple of bites of Double Bubble, you're chewing it, it's gum, It tastes very sugary. It's sweet. But the next 45 minutes or however long it takes for you to spit it out, it just sucks. It's just like so chewy. There's no flavor. You're just like a cow chewing your cud. And that's kind of how I feel about like these visual effects and kind of this movie when it comes to being a spy movie, that there's really just nothing original here. It sucks that they got so many people involved and huge budget from Netflix to not actively, try and make something semi-original.
Also quit while it's ahead too, because if this movie might have been a little bit shorter, I might have been a little bit easier on it. I think one thing Extraction had for it was I'm pretty sure it was below 2 hours and it didn't overstay its welcome. And this movie just keeps going on, and when it finally the action finds its resolution, the movie there was still like 30 minutes. Like there was this huge there was still 30 minutes left. There was this like huge action fight sequence. Spoilers, but with Billy Bob Thornton, when his character dies, like I was like, all right, in this action scene seems like there's only gonna be one more fight scene. It's the fight to the death, and like I like pause, I'm like, what? There's still 35 more minutes? Like what possibly is gonna happen? And then finally he defeats Chris Evans. The CIA agent says like, you're being arrested and we're gonna work this out, whatever, blah blah blah. And then I pause it again. I'm like, damn, there's still another 15 minutes. Like, what else is going to happen? We still got 3 more sequences. Like, just this movie didn't know when to quit. Like, and overall, I did like the editing. I like the vignettes. It made the characters like, I believe that Ryan Gosling would actually go back for this girl. Because normally there's a lot of movies where I'm like, why is this action hero like defending this person that they barely know? But I liked the little vignette showing that he spent a very intimate weekend with her, with just like, getting to know her, and felt really bad for her and related to her so well. I believe that and all that, but it just really, really overstayed its welcome.
Yeah, honestly, like seeing, I did the same thing. Like once Chris Evans is gone, I'm like checking the clock, just curious. I'm like, this thing must be wrapping up shortly. It'd be a tight 90 minutes at that point, but there's 30 minutes left on the clock, and then it's just this whole CIA resolution. You're just like, dude, oh my god. Like you said, like what's even on the drive, bro? It's just the fact that you're corrupt. Like, okay, I got the point. Like you're corrupt, and you're just even being more corrupt after all this shit's gone down. Like this dude's just so corrupt, but I didn't care about his character at all. I'm just like, okay, he's not even a good villain. He's barely on screen. He's just like that mastermind type character, but he's just boring. I don't know. Like,
and they kept hyping up his dad also. Like his dad is supposed to be even bigger and badder. I'm like, all right, well, who's his dad? Are we gonna get freaking James Brolin or Josh Brolin? Sorry, Thanos as the villain in this movie or something? We don't even get that. Like maybe they're saving it for the sequel. But yeah, just like a lot of like unfinished business. I feel like there were a couple other throwaway lines or throwaway sequences where I'm like, oh, or is that, did they forget about that, or are they just saving that for the sequel? But whatever. Netflix, I wonder if they're going to go 100 million or 300 million for the sequel. We'll see. But yeah, it's a letdown. Like, I want to like the Russo brothers just because I think they have like a legendary tale of going from You, Me, and Dupree to getting the shot and making Captain America somewhat watchable. Like, I don't really care for those movies, but I'll admit their movies are way better than that first one. I hated that first movie when it came out. But yeah, I think I'm done with them, and I'm glad that the Warriors is kind of in development hell at this point. Yeah, so I'm curious what other people think about this movie. Did it get great reviews? Like you and I both didn't care for it. I know you saw a couple other reviews of people not liking it, but let us know in the comments telling us what you thought about the movie after checking it out through Netflix.
And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and click the notification bell to get all of our latest updates.
And if you can't get enough of us talking here on YouTube, be sure to catch all our thoughts on Letterboxd, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. All our links will be down below in the description box. Anyways, guys, that will conclude this week's episode. Tune in next week for a brand new video.